Having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas.
Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you are having a great day. If you are watching this in the morning when it comes out, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have a great day. I really do. And if you're watching it later, that's okay too. We are towards the end of Vlogmas. We are on the home stretch. We will have one more video after this for you guys from Christmas Day. Of course, it'll go up the next day. And here we are. We have made it. And when I say we, I mean all of us, because you guys have been here every single day with us this month, and it's been great. And I really appreciate it because honestly, yes, it's tiring. We're all tired out of it at this point in the, daily videos. I think we all are. You guys too. But really, with the kind of year we've been having, it's actually been really nice just to be able to stay connected with you guys, So I appreciate that. I do. So here's the thing. Every year when we've done Vlogmas, Nate and I have always done an annual Q&A. Well, this year we kind of did it a little early. We did it back in September when we had our 15-year anniversary. And oh boy, 15 years, it's crazy. But with that, it's only been a couple months ago and I figured the questions would probably be pretty similar anyway. And so I didn't think we would do it this year. But I think I might have outdone that. So right now on Instagram, be sure you're following me there. And actually earlier this week, I already did this once and it kind of inspired the idea. But right now trending is, and you guys have probably seen it already, it's from somebody, even if it wasn't from me, show me a picture of, and you guys have to tell me what you want to see a picture of. And typically it's something, from way back in the day. Well, let me tell you something about me and Nate. Let me just give you the history. Okay, we won't go through all of this, but I thought we could do this. I really did. I'm sitting to the side because, camera quality in the 1920s wasn't great. Early 2000s. And I'm gonna put some, I think, up here as we go a little bit. But here's the thing, I thought this would be really cool because Nate has definitely become more of a regular on my channel, if you wanna call it that. He definitely is more involved now. And I thought this would be a really cool way too, for you guys to get to know us a little bit differently maybe, rather than just the kind of questions of how long you've been married and, all the things. And I can give you some stories, you know what I'm saying? I haven't looked at these in years. I really haven't. Grab yourself some tea, grab yourself some coffee. Let's just see where this day takes us. I wanna hear in the comments, if you have a significant other, I wanna hear your story. I wanna hear it because everyone's got a story and mine just happens to be in albums. I only made it 3 years and then I was done. I was over it. Just a little filthy. She's something. Oh my God. Yeah, this is incriminating on all accounts. So there's that. All right, so Nate and I met in 2003. We graduated high school in 2003. So a lot of people say, were you high school sweethearts? And it depends how you define it. We did get together in high school. We started dating towards the end. It was a January. We graduated in June. So it wasn't like our entire high school, time, but that's when we began again in 2003. So this book here is our first year together. Oh my goodness. Yep. So I played soccer in high school. I played soccer for 10 years in my life. There's us down there. And Nate played football in high school. But it's kind of funny because I really didn't even get too involved on the football aspect of going and how you wear their jerseys and you go to the games and you act like you know what's going on. I mean, I love football now, but back then, I don't know. But football season had actually just ended when we met. Oh my gosh, I put lyrics to Jessica Simpson's There You Were. We went to the beach together. That was our first trip. I know. And again, I'll put in some better shots if they're worthy. Oh, and the obligatory beach picture where you have to take a picture of your shadows because that's like a thing. Now this is actually kind of adorable because it really still goes hand in hand to who Nate is today. And reading and writing is not really his jam, and our child does take after it. But hey, listen, I can't do math. So, you know, we even each other out in that way. But this was one of the first times I remember Nate left me a little thing of flowers on my car before school one day. And I kept the flower. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But it says, I hope this brighten your morning. Love you. Brighton. More beach. Went to the beach a lot. We did do that. Went to the whole Sadie Hawkins dance. Yes, we did. Actually, this is kind of a cool story though, because of course, Sadie Hawkins, you match your stuff, you know, and this actually particular year, we had one of our classmates pass away in a car accident, and his name was Fox, or he went by Fox. So we, at the time, Fox was the brand that was actually pretty popular then, and so a lot of us wore like Fox branded stuff in honor of him. Prom. I have some prom shots I'll put here for you. Yes, I do. By the way, just to give you a little bit of a story with that, the dress, I actually just sold it on Poshmark for like $12. It's kind of sad. I'm over it, but it was kind of sad. And then if you guys did not know, yeah, that's right. Did you see that? Dance gala. So once upon a time, again, Kim played soccer for 10 years. That's all Kim knew. But junior year and then senior year, I decided I'm going to change it up. I'm done with soccer and I'm going to dance. Yep. I can't make this up. I did. But I will tell you, I have that work ethic when it came to sports. That's for sure, where I'm like, well, I'm going to do it. If I'm not good at it, I have to be good at it. So I'm going to, you know, work really hard on it. Now, listen, I'm not like some great dancer, but I did actually, in fact, try to get a scholarship to go to college on a dance scholarship at the time. And I did get it. It was a partial one. But it ended up being that like, and it makes sense, I didn't know at the time, that you had to like, you know, major in it for it to be like effective. And I was like, listen, I got through it. It wasn't, you know, my calling in life. It just wasn't. But I did do that. And we had like this, I remember, it's on DVD somewhere. I don't know where, that's the truth. I remember he came to that. I was a wreck. Come watch me and do soccer anytime, but watch me dance, I was scared. And then we, of course, graduated again in 03. Yes, we did. We were the first graduating class of our high school. And now when we tell people that and we tell them which school, they're like, oh yeah, it's been around forever. I'm like, we know, we get it. We get it. I look like I'm about to vomit here, and nothing has changed with that at all. This was our first trip to Vegas. I do have family that lives in Vegas, so that was pretty common for my family and I to travel there. Yeah, not, I would say maybe once a year, but don't hold me to that. But I was used to going. I was, but we drove a lot. But Miss Kim here is still absolutely terrified of flying, terrified. But yeah, this was like the first time we took him with us. And yeah, I look like I'm about to let it all go. We stayed in Caesar's Palace and he was like blown away. My grandpa at the time, he was very well known in Vegas and would always get like comped beautiful rooms. It was insane, comped everything. And so for me though, like, and I think that comes down to why I love Vegas so much even now. It's like that one place where I like to go ideally once a year and be someone I'm completely not. I've mentioned this to you guys. Like, I don't know what it is, but I think it's just because I'm so used to like the high life of it all because I had experienced it at such a young age, and it's like, that's what it is to me, you know? I don't know. So I really do enjoy it. We didn't obviously go this year, but I remember he was just like, where's like the Holiday Inn? I'm like, what? Yeah, little snobby thing, right? I got my Britney Spears bed set. Just gonna leave it at that. I was wearing my Abercrombie & Fitch here. It says party favor. Christmas. Okay, we're done through year one. Yeah. By the way, so Christmas gift to Nate for the first year. Oh gosh, look at the streaks. Look at the streaks in my hair. It's like Avril Lavigne, 2003, right? I was in it to win it. Can you also notice in the background, like my room plastered with Britney Spears? Yeah, the bed wasn't enough. Anyway, I bought him a stereo for his truck, and I had no clue what I was buying, but you know, just like this janky thing you just shove into your dash and hope for the best. Look, if this is boring, I'm really sorry. I thought it would be a good idea. Yeah, we have a story. Okay, and we're gonna put it out there. I'm gonna just say, year two, so this must have been 04. We went to SeaWorld. Girl, don't go to SeaWorld no more. And then 2004 to 2005, this was actually a football picture of Nate actually coached football for, I think, a year or two. That was something he really enjoyed. And I think it's kind of interesting because that was also the time, because it was just after high school, right? Where, you know, you're kind of figuring out what you want to do, who you are, what your passions are. And we were both in college at the time, but he was struggling with it. He just wasn't like, it wasn't for him. It just wasn't. And it was simultaneous with like the coaching football. And for him, I think it really helped like validate that he really likes managing people. And that's really what Nate has done since 19 years old, 20. And, you know, he's kind of jumped around from different places, but he was kind of known as the Best Buy guy. That was like the first real job that he worked his way up. He was there for nearly 10 years and became a manager there, and then kind of, you know, moved on from there and is still a manager. And again, at Total Wine now. But, you know, it's interesting. I do have a college degree. I graduated in 2007 with a degree in, I'm looking at it, with a degree in a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and Criminology. And I am not here to say, like, don't go to school. I think that's obviously not what I would ever preach. I have my degree. I framed it. It's there. I will always have it. No one can take that, right? But I also think that there is something to be said about experience in general. And I feel like as long as you are someone that, you know, works hard, whatever it is you're doing, you know, you don't have to do the cookie cutter thing of graduate and go to college and, you know, do what you're told. And you can still, you know, become very, very successful. Just put in your time, you know, it might take longer. But now, you know, in his case, he has so much experience in management that in many ways it's kind of the equivalent of, you know, like a business degree or, you know, something along those lines. But, you know, yes, you know, he had to put in his time to get that experience. I'm just saying, just a little history there though, too, of, you know, we do come from different kind of backgrounds of work, and it's kind of funny how things do pan out though, you know. My last job that I had before, you know, doing this, and then I did stop working when our son was born, and I started YouTube in like later part of 2015. And it's so crazy because it's really, really changed since I began, and I love it so much now. I really do. And not that I didn't then, but I just didn't picture it to be where it is today and what I do now. And we weren't vegan or anything like that. It's just crazy. But yeah, my last job before our son was born in 2010 was working at AT&T. I worked there as in management for a couple of years. And before that, I actually worked for a coffee shop. And I will tell you straight up, if I had to pick my like favorite job that I've ever had, just for what was like, you know, it was fun, was a coffee shop. I loved it. It was not, it's not around anymore, but I loved it. And I actually got to work on the college campus, and that was so convenient and perfect at the time, you know, but I really enjoyed that. I missed that actually. It was fun. And yeah, then AT&T, and then stayed home, and then did this. Yeah. And again, Nate's been pretty much Best Buy. Then he went to, oh gosh, he went to Bank of America for a few years. Let me tell you, I think banking in general is like, obviously there's some good job security in that field of just, we know we're going to need it, right? So in that way, I feel like it's a good job. It is. And I'm not going to knock it, other than it is so hard to not get fired from working in a bank. And I will just say that because there's so much you have to be so careful with, you know, people's privacy. Obviously, I completely agree. But then we're all still just humans, and human error can happen. And I've gotten to know people over the years that have worked at a bank, and they've all said they've had to quit or they were going to get fired because of something kind of minor, although still a big deal, kind of minor in the sense of it was an oopsies, you know what I mean? And that was kind of what happened to Nate too. Truthfully, a paper with someone's information on it. And when I say information, it wasn't like, you know, everything. I think it was just an address, but it was still like, you know, a customer's information fell behind a filing cabinet. So not visible, but it's still not secure. I will agree. And they got audited and they found that. And he was, you know, the man in charge. And yeah, he quit because he knew what was going to happen. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I don't know how anyone works at a bank then. I'm just saying, that's the story. And then in 04, I believe we got married in 05, but maybe he proposed in 04 or maybe early 05. I didn't put dates, but Nate did propose. We kind of told this story actually on the last Q&A. We went to Six Flags with some friends. Yes, that happened. Oh, me and my mom were just talking about this, how we love Pampered Chef items. I believe they're still around. Love Pampered Chef. But anyway, that was a picture of when, for my bridal shower, I had a Pampered Bride party. They did that. I don't know if they still do. I don't know. But I did. And a lot of the things that I got from that, I still have. Yep. That was your two. See, this isn't so bad. This isn't terrible. Oh, this is fun. I remember this now. I was supposed to go to Disney on Ice, and we were taking Nate's little sister. And Kim decided when we were closing the door to pack up and go to slam thus finger into the door where it was stuck in there. So instead of Disney on Ice, which happened to be kind of connected to the local hospital, we went there instead to the ER. Never made it to Disney on Ice. This was also the time, so this was 2004. That you might have noticed even just in passing there, we have a picture downstairs on the wall of my grandparents. This was the time that, not when my grandpa passed away, he passed away in 01, but in 2004, I got a tattoo, my first tattoo, first and only actually, and yeah, that was me through the process. That is on my lower back. And I got that in honor of him. And my idea with it is, you know how grandparents always do with their kids or their grandkids, especially, of you put one hand on the other and you put one on the top and you keep doing this and it makes no sense at all. Well, we always did that. And so my idea was, you know, our hands like this with his on top with clouds on one side and then mine on the other side with the flames kind of representing heaven and hell, of like he evened me out and his good evens me out. That was my idea. Sometimes I forget that I do have it now because again, it is on my lower back. But yeah, I did. That is it. I will say, because it doesn't really see too much sunlight, it's still pretty good. You know how I guess they fade and stuff? I've never gotten it touched up and it's still got color, so yeah. And then of course, Nate and I got married and I never did any of this again. Look, it's all dirty. Yes, so I'll show you some of these pictures. I'll kind of pan some of these for you, but that was my dress. Yeah. Can you wear white, young lady? We did get married outdoors, some family property that on his side, and that's where we got married. I was 19, he was 20. So yeah, that was 05. And then in 08, we bought our first house, which is here. So we lived in an apartment for a couple of years. I showed this earlier on Vlogmas, actually, like driving by it. But yeah, we bought this house in 08. It's been a while. There's that. Who's into scrapbooking? I think it's actually really cool to have, but I think it kind of is a thing of the past though too, because now everything is online, everything. By the way, I actually even did it this year. I just did not share it because my parents do watch and I didn't want them to see it. But I've mentioned to you, and it kind of just goes with this, that I've done shutterfly.com for years, literally 10, for doing photo books. It's like the way it's done now. It does like all the work for you. And I do that every year for my parents for Christmas for I'll show you tomorrow probably, like I'll show you the book. I do it for like, you know, our kid and his year and kind of a recap, 20 pages, boom, done. And I feel like that's just totally taken over now though, you know, no one really does their own photo books anymore. But on the other hand, you could say that's the same thing for like calendars and planners and all that. You can totally use it on your phone. You can totally do it on your computer. And I'm sure many people do, but then there's still the people, me still included in that, who love to do it manually. You like to still write it all out. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe scrapbooking is still somewhat popular. It's a lot of work though. It is. Anyway, my friends, I just thought this would be kind of cool to kick back together, reminisce. Again, I want to hear your stories. Tell me your stories of you and your significant other. Thank you for being with us this month. We really do appreciate it. Dogs are running around. And we'll see you for one more video, one more tomorrow. And we will close out Vlogmas officially. Love you guys.